peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
I want to call upon the people of Abazonia today, wherever you are in the diaspora in Abazonia itself, that in a struggle you are bound to have divisions. But divisions should not divert you from the main focus, the main challenge. We have struggled to expose the happenings, the human rights abuses in Abazonia. The army has killed hundreds and hundreds of thousands, burnt houses of people, internet was cut off, schools were closed, dispensaries, hospitals were burnt down. Abazonians should not be intimidated by Paul Robia. It is not upon the leaders of Abazonia, because I am not from Abazonia, but I've played a pivotal role in making sure that I loud out the voices, I put out the call, I call upon AU, EU, United Nations, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International. Many of them have listened to some of the things that I say here, and they have come at last. America, United States of America, is slowly moving towards giving the Abazonian people the dignity they deserve. I therefore call upon the leaders and the leadership of the Abazonian people to unite for a purpose. The unity of purpose is paramount, as opposed to disunity, which has nothing but only produces ego that we have seen in South Sudan. What has killed South Sudan is not because they don't have the money, the minerals, the resources. Is ego between Riek Machar and Salva Kiir. We would not like to see that ego come to the people of Abazonia, the leadership of Abazonia. I call upon Samuel Sako, Akanga, Miran, and Eko to unite and talk with one voice on international scene that will bring about the peace, the tranquility that you yearn for since 1961, when the resolution 1608 was abandoned by the United Nations General Assembly and Abazonia was annexed by the Cameroon government by then. I call upon you, my brothers, to pick up the unity call and free your people without disintegration. Thank you. Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi again. This is one of our first phase of our show, the last show in the morning phase. The show is MATSANGA Africa Perspective. With me in the studio to interrogate me and for her to ask questions is none other than my co-presenter, Miriam Ogutu. Good afternoon, viewers, wherever you are in Abazonia. First, I will make my opening remarks. For the last 4 years, I've stood high on this continent to advocate for the people of Abazonia. The people of Abazonia have experienced genocide. There is nothing else that can be said, nothing less is a straightforward genocide. It started as something to do with the judiciary. Of course, it has been a fight since 1961, when the United Nations General Assembly gave the mandate to the people of Abazonia for a state of their own. President Ahidjo of Cameroon by then and other people kept on dilly-dallying on this situation, culminated by successive governments in Nigeria under Obasanjo, in Chad, until this resolution was never brought back to the United Nations General Assembly for ratification. The African Union and the United Nations have played a very negative role in demanding freedom for the people of Abazonia, the respect of human rights for the people of Abazonia, a self-determination for a two-state solution for the people of Abazonia. There is nothing that can bring these two entities together apart from two-state solution. A two-state solution with the English-speaking people, because they are discriminated in their own country. President Paul Biya, together with his army, has killed more people than Hitler did, or than what happened during the Jewish extermination. You can equate Paul Biya to Hitler, because Hitler killed more and more. This one continues to kill. This one continues to break the stomachs of women, take out the children, kill the younger children, the embryos that are in women, and bury them. The pictures, the graphic pictures that are coming out of Cameroon cannot be shown on this television station. The world is watching a genocide shaping up day in, day out. If this genocide was happening in Europe, European countries would have rushed, toppled that leader, dismembered that country. You all remember what happened in Yugoslavia? After the death of Marshal Tito, Yugoslavia became a fragmented state with several countries breaking away from the main people of the sub-origin. The suffering that you see on the television, the beating up of people, look at the cruel methods that are used in dehumanizing the people of Amazonia, calls for nothing but a two-state solution for this country. There is no dialogue, cosmetic dialogue, irregular dialogue, diluted dialogue that President Paul Biya puts to the world to show cause that he cares for the people of Amazonia. The sellouts who have sold the people of Amazonia, those who have never bothered about the detention, the harsh treatment that has been given to the leaders who struggled for this freedom by Paul Biya, the sentencing of men at 5 a.m. in the morning, gives Africa a chance to stand up and reject Paul Biya. Africa must stand up and say no. Enough is enough. The maltreatment that you see carried out by the soldiers of Paul Biya, the French-speaking soldiers of Paul Biya, who go to the villages to collect civilians unarmed, kill them, remove the wombs, blast the wombs of women, bury them hurriedly, is what the world must reject. The world has watched while Amazonia goes down, trucks go in, trucks engage, unarmed men. All the men are gone. Now the women are next. After women, the children next. What shall we have as a state? Look at the destruction that a government that was supposed to safeguard its own people. Look at what it has done to the people of Amazonia. It is up to you in the world, the governments of African Union. It is up to you, the governments of East African Community, where more refugees from Cameroon, from Amazonia, are flocking into our states. We have to give them sanctuary. How long can we wait to give sanctuary when a regime in Yaoundé is massacring, killing, maiming, defiling, raping the people? The voiceless people of Amazonia need a chance to stand up, need a chance to walk again, need a chance to defend themselves. I ask America, I ask President Trump to look at the issue of Amazonia and put a no-fly zone such that Cameroonian soldiers, the French-speaking Cameroonian soldiers, don't step in Amazonia. If no African is telling Paul Biya, I am here. We have tried all means to make sure that Cameroon human rights are accepted. But this has not worked. Because we have a regime, a bloodthirsty regime. A regime that wants blood. A regime that sucks blood. A regime that baths in blood. A regime that pays $1 million for hair for a first lady to wear when people are in bushes without food to eat. That is the Africa we have. While this is happening, I want to tell the world again, the African Union is watching. Why is Musa Faki watching? Musa Faki comes from one of the clans of the Fulani people of Chad. He's a Fulani himself. And he knows he works hand in hand with Paul Biya to kill, to maim, to defile, to destroy, to rape, to murder the people of Amazonia. It is therefore up to you, the world, to make judgment. It is therefore up to you, Americans, to stand up. If you can defend Afghanistan, why can't you defend Amazonia? If you can defend Iraq, why can't you defend Amazonia? After all, what is in Iraq is what is in Amazonia, the oil. I want to turn to this before I allow Miriam to come in. The power that controls Paul Biya is France. I want the people of the world to watch me, millions who are watching me. I want to thank you for standing up to agree with me that France is the main culprit. That France went to Libya, dismembered Libya. It wants to dismember Cameroon. It is watching over the massacres. It is taking part, training the army of Paul Biya to kill innocent civilians. France is a member of the United Nations Security Council. It has blocked any resolution from the General Assembly to give a two-state solution to the people of Amazonia. What type of a member, what type of a nation that preaches human rights, the human rights of Napoleon, why Napoleon stood up to make a republic, the condemnation of all the bad habits of the past, have returned to haunt France in Africa. Every step that France steps, there is blood. Every nation that they move in, there is blood. Look at Mauritania. Look at Bamako, Mali. Look at Boko Haram. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at Cote d'Ivoire. Look at the Democratic Republic of Congo. What have we done wrong as Africans to deserve what we deserve? We don't have the arms to fight. We have tried all the means to beg. We have tried all the means to ask for freedom, to give a two-state solution under Resolution 1608 of the United Nations General Assembly of 1961 that mandated the people of Amazonia to live as a state of their own. Is there anything that the world has not done? Is there anything that the people of Amazonia have not done? They have asked for help. Nobody seems to be giving them the help. The massacre of last Saturday shows to you the scale of massacres that are taking place silently in Cameroon. I want the people of the world, the humanitarian agencies, the Human Rights Watch, have documented a plethora of documents against Paul Biya. Nothing has happened. We go there and receive ornaments and receive presents from Paul Biya of gold and diamonds, and then we go back, forget the people of Amazonia. I want to call upon the AU, the Commonwealth, the English-speaking Commonwealth, Her Majesty the Queen of England, the Queen of the United Kingdom, to put pressure through the United Nations Security Council for a no-fly zone over Amazonia. That will help to keep the remaining civilians away from the marauding army of Paul Biya. Otherwise, I will push this letter through the Commonwealth Foreign and the Commonwealth Office. This week, those are the graves of last Saturday, where innocent people are being buried. We can't show you the pictures of the people being slaughtered live. Those are massive graves being buried by the soldiers of Paul Biya. Any innocent person, any peace-loving person, any humanitarian activist, anybody who feels for the people of Amazonia, cry for the liberation of Amazonia, cry for the help, cry for a two-state solution that will put this West African state to a peaceful end. Viewers, MATSANGA Africa Perspective, I speak with facts. I speak with integrity. I speak with the strength of Pan-Africanism. I speak like Nkrumah. I speak like Nyerere, Machel, Patrice Lumumba, Samora Machel. Nobody has ever looked at him. Nobody has known how he died. We still enjoy with the same people who killed him. I speak with passion, the passion of liberating Africa from forces of neocolonialism and the colonial hangover. They are coming again. The wars in South Sudan, the wars in Mogadishu, the wars in Central African Republic is the rush for the diamonds, which they collect on a daily basis. As if there is tourism. 4 Airbuses leave Paris every morning for Banjul. What do they take back when the people are in war areas? I want Africa to think, and think hard. Do we need these people? Do we leave Amazonians to perish one by one until there will be no Amazonia? Thank you. I now hand over to Miriam for any questions. I've hit it as it is.
You've said it as it is.
And I will maintain that stand. I am not bothered. I have no regrets. African Union is captured by France. Go and accuse me. I will bring the evidence. I'm ready for it. When they see the person they want to take back to the ICC, like a Babugo. If you take Babugo to the ICC, take Ouattara. Because Ouattara did not shoot with water. Ouattara shot with live bullets. Ouattara equally killed people. Take all of them. If you take Thomas Lubanga, take Kabila, he also ordered troops to kill. Why have we taken only, and I repeat, one side is because France controls International Criminal Court. And I want to ask Miriam, if France controls International Criminal Court, why has France refused to order the International Criminal Court to go and investigate President Paul Biya for the atrocities committed in Amazonia? It's because France will be exposed. Thank you. Over to you.
Yes, indeed. And Dr. Matsanga there has painted for us the true picture there with the massacre and the very inhumane conditions there in Amazonia region, the Anglophone part of Cameroon. So now the latest, which is very sad, and in case you're wondering, when he was saying there are women who even stomachs were cut, who were pregnant there, and now at least 35 civilians were killed and over 40 homes torched in less than a week in the Cameroon's English-speaking northwest region, that is the Amazonia region, following a bloody clashes. And of course, you saw the government troops being the perpetrators of these heinous acts there. And of course, the Amazonia fighters there were trying to, take cover, but it is the government troops who are there committing these massacres and killing its own citizens. I do not understand. And both rebels and the government blame each other for the gruesome murder of the civilians. But we saw from the pictures we've seen, and even some of the photos, Doctor, that we've seen, but we cannot be able to really share with our viewers because they're very, very graphic. We saw even soldiers now digging the graves, and they're the ones who are now burying people there in Amazonia. So for the past 3 years, Amazonians have been embroidered in a cycle of, war, and they've been protesting because you cannot insist on me being part of a country where I feel I'm being treated like a second-class citizen, and that is what Amazonians have been feeling being in Cameroon there. So this latest killings that happened over the weekend goes to expose really the difficult times and the harsh conditions and the maiming and the killings that are being done there, especially by the government troops. So it is indeed a very sad situation, and something there, Doctor, you've mentioned while you were giving your remarks there over the situation in Amazonia. And of course, last year we saw the United States come in and give some what resembled some sanctions, but they did not take it all the way. But of course, they were able to say they will pull out, the assistance that they give towards the Cameroon army because of the massacres and the killings. So this is the United States who was taking this stand and has taken this stand, which means the killings that are happening in Amazonia, it is no longer a secret. It is no longer something that you can say the world does not know. The world knows, and the world understands what is happening in Amazonia region. So what I'm just wondering, Doctor, then why has not even the United States brought this matter to the United Nations Security Council? Why has it not been spoken about? Why has it not been addressed? The double standard that exists, and you mentioned there very and rightfully so, that we've seen in the United States come in and intervene in countries like Iraq, Iran, where they felt like there's a huge human rights abuse. But why is it? Is it because we're Africans? Is it because African lives don't really matter so much? Is it because when they look at, they do their maths, perhaps there's nothing much they're going to get should they intervene in these killings and that is happening in Amazonia? Why is it they're not taking very, very decisive measures when it comes to Amazonians? Because
there is one permanent member of the United Nations Security Council called France, which does not want people to go in. We now call upon the African Union under the chairmanship of President Ramaphosa. And Mr. Ramaphosa, Comrade Ramaphosa, I'm coming to South Africa to present my petition.
He's the chair of the African Union.
I am coming. Mm-hmm. We must do something. You are part of the problems, part of the solution for the people of Amazonia. We must ask you to independently send a fact-finding mission, not from Moussa Faki, because Moussa Faki is a party. The AU chairperson is part and a parcel of Paul Biya, because he's trying to stand for presidency in Chad. Therefore, if he allows Cameroonians, Amazonians to go away, the next part will be Chad will be divided also. If you allow Biafrans to go away, Amazonians, Biafra across, You see, now Amazonia has been caught in a catch-22 that they can't move out, they can't move in, then they are being hit by the guns of Paul Robia.
And Boko Haram on the other side.
Boko Haram has come from up. Now they have connived, and part of soon Boko Haram will be used to kill Ambazonians.
They've been used from the records we've been receiving.
Yes.
Part of the killings.
That is Buhari, Musa Faki, and others, and Paul Robia. They have connived. That is a syndicate. That's why Buhari was able to arrest refugees who had claimed asylum in Nigeria and returned them back to Paul Robia to slaughter them. That is how Africa is. That is the Africa we have. I call upon the government of Kenya to take up a stand, because there are many Cameroonian refugees here from Amazonia. The influx in Kenya is high. Please give them the sanctuary. These people are under threat, extermination from Paul Robia's army, a belligerent army, a killer army, funded, equipped, supplied logistically by France. And France is a member of the United Nations Security Council, telling us to observe human rights. Yet France cannot even prefect Mr. Paul Robia and tell him to respect the human rights of the people of Amazonia. Let's challenge each other. Anybody who has read political science to the level of my level, come and we talk. Show me the reason as to why France cannot condemn Paul Robia for the human rights abuses that are taking shape. Show me one reason. Then I'll tear one of the degrees and throw it like a Bishop Sentamu through his collar of clergy. It's sad, therefore, for Africa to watch AU, a useless, AU, useless. As long as Musa Faki is the chairperson, African Union will never act on Cameroon.
And the betrayal by African Union to the people from Ambazonia is of the highest order, because at this point you would think Ambazonian matter, the crisis, what is happening there, would have made it to the urgent matters that are being discussed in the AU. They just finished their summit, the 33rd summit that happened over a week ago, and nobody talked about this. And then the elections that happened 2 weekends ago nearly, and Ambazonians decided they were not going to vote. So I think this might have made Paul Biya very, very, very angry, because they decided they're not going to participate in voting that they believe they don't want to be part of.
Yeah, because why should you be part of a facade? It's a facade, man. There's nothing here. There's nothing here in Cameroon. It's the killing machinery of Paul Robia. Why should you take part in an election where you are being killed? Where pregnant women are being burst, the stomachs are being burst
open.
Then they are put in a grave, and the children crying, they are being killed. That is how bad it is. What does the world want in order to see how bad it is?
What else needs to happen? Until all Ambazonians are dead, or until what happens?
Chinese, and you are warned, Chinese have gone in again. Instead of upholding human rights, the Chinese are carrying timber at the expense of Ambazonians.
Chinese don't care. Have you seen the way they just keep off what is happening in the world? Generally, they just keep off, and unless it's America and the tariff wars they're having, anything else they really don't care much, especially in Africa. So they've taken advantage, the same way as people have taken advantage of South Sudan and the situation there. Now they're taking advantage of the crisis there in Amazonia to go and benefit themselves.
It is very sad, pathetic, sardonic, prudish for Africa to watch Amazonians perish. When we can do something, we are not able to do it. When shall we do it? These are the questions, Miriam.
These are the questions.
All Western countries are not serious at protecting human rights when it comes to Amazonia. They have let these guys. And yet when they fly into their countries, they tell them to go back. They bound them on planes, throw them in Yaoundé for Mr. Paul Biya to massacre. Do you know Cameroonians, refugees suffer? Cameroonians suffer. They are thrown back.
By force.
They are like us Ugandans who were being thrown back for Dr. Besigye to slaughter when he was a minister of... For the musician to sing praises. Thank you so much, Mr. Museveni. This musician here, who is now roaming around the world, that is organizing a rebellion against Museveni. He used to sing songs to praise Museveni. Dr. Besigye used to slaughter us. We have not forgiven him. So, as a man from that background, I don't feel all right to see Amazonians being slaughtered the way Ugandans were slaughtered. You go to a country to claim asylum, you are thrown out, and you are put on a plane forcefully to be slaughtered. I have that passion, the passion to defend Africa. I've come from a bad background. I call upon the leaders of Cameroon, the opposition leaders, all of them, Samuel Akanga, all Mr. Man, all of you, wherever you are, to unite and put a formidable force, a formidable that can do very good international approach to cry internationally. For us in Uganda, we cried until parties were given to us. I was one of those who cried for political parties returning into Uganda. Until I got it. You can check the archives of BBC. You will find my name, my views, my voice, my noise. I made noise. Uganda today has parties. The democracy might have not improved, but one day it will improve. Idi Amin is not there anymore. The same to others. We have one destiny, and that destiny comes with time. And therefore, my brothers in Cameroon, in Amazonia, don't give up. Remember the words, destiny comes with time. And time is coming when you discover that destiny. You will be there. The whole world ignored Nelson Mandela. The British called him a terrorist. Nelson Mandela served sentence. The destiny came. They gave independence. Apartheid regime, both are watchers from the gallery. And Mr. Malema is telling him, you're a murderer. What is it that you can see being told as a murderer when you left power? It is more painful for Paul Biya, which he was there. One day, Amazonians will rise. Even Cameroonians from Yaoundé will rise and throw out Paul Biya. And his sons will be told, your father used to kill us.
Which is true. And
have you seen how Idi Amin's sons walk? As they want to change the names.
Even Mobutu Sese Seko's children.
Yes,
I saw the daughter is still.
Yes, but they want to change the names. But Anafone, they are tall and they look like the father. So it is impossible.
So they're paying for the sins of...
They pay. So when you are punishing people's here. Don't think yours will not be punished. All the leaders who are sticking on power now, think about that.
Think about that.
That one day, your children or grandchildren, we might not all be there, but they will be mistreated.
Their sins will
that the wealth you are accumulating today, they might not enjoy it. Think about it. Africa, think. Africa, think and think and think. Solutions take long to come.
But they come finally.
But they finally come. That's what I call destiny. You can refuse to give Amazonians the freedom today. But they are watching. God is with them. You are massacring them. One day, the same soldiers will return on you and massacre you.
Same soldiers who turned against Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe.
I told him, President Mugabe, in the African Union Summit, I went to his room in Sheraton Hotel. I said, I am Dr. MATSANGA, who has been defending you worldwide, lost credibility with the British because I defended you. But can you prepare transition? He asked me, what is transition? I told him, prepare arrangement where somebody will take over for you to keep the same Zimbabwe united. He said, yeah, that's a good idea, but I have put there Emerson and Amai Mujuru. They are there. This is a transition. I said, thank you very much, Your Excellency. When President Mugabe left, he went to tell the wife that there is need for transition. I'm telling you this. The wife stood up and said, oh, there is also need for transition.
And I will be the transition.
And I will be the transition. That is the MATSANGA you see. My friend Robert Mugabe went down. I flew into Harare. I did not want to show in the public. I went and sat in the crowd. I listened, I watched the people, hundreds and hundreds of thousands who thronged the stadium. I wanted to see the final send-off of my great friend, Robert Gabriel Mugabe. I at least saw the hearse coming into the stadium. But when I saw the confusion surrounding whether we bury him tomorrow or the other day or 30 days
or never,
you
came back.
I told myself, I told this great guy to create a smooth transition. He left a divided country. Emerson Mnangagwa has tried, is trying, and he's got it back. But still the same honchos of the Western imperial toxins are still on Zimbabwe. They don't want to let it go. So Paul Biya, listen to these words. And your agents who go around threatening people worldwide. I hear there are agents who threaten people worldwide. You will get it one day. For us Ugandans, we don't joke with you. You are threatening so many people worldwide. Then you have chased them from their homes. Then you want to chase them to where they have gone. What a terrible system. Museveni used to have that type of life. Sending people to chase us in London. We ended it. We ended it. Thank you very much, viewers, Africans, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much. Coming after 1 hour, we shall take a break, and you can continue watching our programs on SBC. See? You can continue watching us on our satellite systems all over the world, wherever you are, in almost 155 countries. In all platforms, over 200 platforms, including Zuku in Kenya. You can watch us. We are there smiling with you. We pass the message of hope. We stand for Africa. We stand for the entire liberation of Africa and those places like Amazonia that have never seen peace, whose children have never gone to school, whose wives have no treatment, whose fathers have been mutilated, cut, murdered, raped. Do you know that the French soldiers, the Amazonian soldiers, are raping both men and women, infecting them with HIV? It's a very bad state in Amazonia. Very bad state. The world must wake up, stand up, and that is what I have, and that is what I stand for. On MATSANGA Africa perspective. Today, we have had a very long day, a nice one. From morning, we have talked about Kenya 1.5 hours. The type of corruption, the help to fight corruption in Kenya, to help President Uhuru Kenyatta, who's listening and carefully about Cameroon. He's a world statesman, an African statesman, viewed as an African hero, who must take these matters diplomatically very high and help the people of Amazonia. Cameroon can only be peaceful if there are two states. Less than that, let's call it a day. Coming up next, after 1 hour, is my opinion. We are scheduled to have the editor's memo. But I'll shelve the editor's memo tonight. I want to see what the court ruling will be of Mr. Echesa and the co. Then I'll do the editor's memo tomorrow. Indeed. But coming up at 3, no, at 4.
4 will be good.
It is 4, yes. Not 3. It is 4 to 5. Is my opinion with my great friend Miriam. She will take you through. And what we are talking about today is similar to what the people of southern southern Cameroon, of Amazonia, are going through. We are talking about the peace process, the peace in South Sudan. She will talk about the obstacles. I have just heard while we are on air my message from Khartoum. I sent Riak a message this morning, and he has replied, and he has said he is flying into Juba today. So am I winning? Yes. I sent a message to Riak this morning, and there are people here in Africa who think I don't click. I click. I have a network that you cannot destroy. I told Riak, this country that wants to take you to the tribunal, you better go. Because I don't want to come when you are in jail uniforms. I want to see you with your suit. And His Excellency Dr. Riak Machar is flying to Juba. Anytime he will be running in Juba about 3 o'clock, 3:30. Thank you very much, Doc. Take it, keep it. And therefore, I'll do the same to the people of Amazonia. I will liberate you. You'll be free. Don't worry. God bless you. God bless Africa. God bless Amazonia. Let God hold your hands. Remember the words. The timing and the destiny. Those two. don't cheat. This station, therefore, on behalf of my co-presenter, none other than Miriam Ogut, my co-crime buster.
Crime buster, indeed. In Africa. In Africa.
She's coming back at 4. Enjoy
And we look
her show.
that.
Keep it up.
Yes.
This is the honest station. If you have anything in Kenya that you want us to discuss, any topics in Kenya, if you are here and you want to join us, our telephone number to call is +254. Yes. 795. Yes. 638. Yes. 145. Yeah. Call us or send us a message. Contribute to us. We are People's Television. We work voluntarily. We have the hearts of a volunteer. You know, the hearts of a volunteer never get tired.
True.
The eyes that see the enemy are those that have tears. What? My African proverbs again? I don't want to bring them. Did you notice that when you are crying is when you see everybody? Therefore, we are crying for Amazonia. This station is for Africa, with Africa, by Africa. Ciao.